So today our topic is plasma membrane. We are discussing the remaining topics of plasma membranes like uh, functions of plasma membrane, types of membranes, and experiments that are related to plasma membrane. Okay, so the first function of plasma membrane is it gives shape. Generally, animal cells do not have any outermost wall. That outermost wall is only the outermost layer is only plasma membrane. So this plasma membrane decides what will be the shape of the cell. Right. Next, it helps in compartmentalization. Compartmentalization. That means it acts as a mechanical barrier between the other things that are there are several things. Sometimes there may be any tissue fluid here or there may be another cell here. So it separates the functions of that whatever is happening inside one cell from the outer environment. Like suppose we are sitting in a classroom usually. Why don't we all sit in an open playground? It's not convenient for us. What we need to do? We sit in separate classrooms and divide our work class 1, class 2, class 3, like that. That helps in compartmentalization, division of work. This is also same thing. It helps in every cell's work is, what is, every cell's work is separated from other cells' work. That is the second most important function. Third one, since the plasma membrane is selectively permeable, it allows only certain particles to pass through it. Carbon dioxide, okay, go inside. Potassium, no, you are not allowed. Sodium, you need some extra help, extra proteins to move into the cell. Like this, or waste material like urea or ammonia, no entry. Who is deciding this? Plasma membrane is deciding. So it is selectively permeable membrane. It allows only selected particles to pass inside. Some particles are not allowed to pass according to the need of the cell, according to the need of the cell, right? So like that. Next function is endocytosis. Endocytosis is different from this permeability. Endocytosis means yesterday what we discussed is endoosmosis, entry of water inside the cell. Here this is endocytosis. Some cells, like mast cells in our body, have capacity to perform phagocytosis. Phagocytosis. So mast cells are present in every tissue of our body. They are present every organ of our body. So kidneys have their own mast cells, liver have their own mast cells, uh, lungs have their own mast cells. These cells are specific for phagocytosis. They change their shape, they produce pseudopodia. Whenever they should engulf any particle, the plasma membrane will fuse like this, and this particle is moving inside the cell. This method is already seen in amoeba nutrition of amoeba. Whenever amoeba wants to eat foods, it develops some pseudopodia. It takes the food particle inside when this plasma membrane fuses like this. And here the food vacuole is formed. Same thing happens in all the mast cells of our body. Okay, this process of taking things inside, okay, taking the complete particle inside is called as endocytosis. You call it phagocytosis if it is a solid particle, pinocytosis if it is a liquid particle. Like water is moving inside not by osmosis. This is not by osmosis. This is engulfing of particle. Particle will be engulfed completely. There is one small drop of water. The total drop of water is taken inside at once. It is engulfed. In case of osmosis, slowly one water molecule will move through the plasma membrane. That is not happening here. So endocytosis includes both phagocytosis as well as pinocytosis. after this. It also helps in recognition. Recognition. I say already you know that plasma membrane is made up of lipid molecules, phospholipid bilayer, like this, continuous. Okay. In between, there are some protein molecules. Sometimes it is present inside, sometimes it is present outside. Apart from that, there are some side chains of carbohydrates. Some side chains of carbohydrate chains. Okay. So so this entire cell membrane will be like that only because of this carbohydrate molecules or these protein molecules that are present on the plasma membrane. Any molecule is able to identify the cell. Suppose you take hormones. Hormones are produced somewhere in our body and they should reach the site of action. How will it recognize that these are the cells I should act on? By these receptors which are present on the plasma membrane. So these molecules act as receptors. Because of these receptors only, the molecules that come towards that cell identify that this is the cell where I should reach. Okay, this is the cell where I should reach. Not only hormones, we have enzymes that are specific. We have in our body there are antibodies that are specific. So these molecules are called as receptors. The receptor molecules helps the molecules to identify which cell they should act on, like hormones, antibodies, enzymes. These molecules should identify their cells before entering into their cells. Before entering, they should understand this is the cell, this is the place where I should act. How they are understanding that because of this receptors that are present on the plasma membrane. So they act as recognition centers. The recognition centers will help the molecules to identify their site of action. Next, it helps in flow of information. It helps in flow of information. Since all the cells are continuous from one cell to another cell to another cell, there is a connection of plasma membrane. Because of this connection only, materials are able to pass from one cell. So when you are drinking water, it should reach your digestive system only. From there, it is moving to the adjacent cell, from there to adjacent cell, from there to adjacent cell. This continuous flow is possible because of plasma membranes only. Okay, plasma membrane is flexible, it allows certain particles. That is the reason why this flow is possible. And it leads to cell continuity. Continuity also. How it is leading to cell continuity? There are some junctions between cells. If these are two cells, sometimes we have some cell junctions. In case of plant cells, there are plasmodesmata between one. See, this is one cell, this is another cell. There is no direct connection of plasma membrane, this plasma membrane with this plasma membrane. Only cell walls are connected. So here there is connection between cell walls called as plasmadesmata. Plasmadesmata is connection between cell walls. In case of animal cells, there is no gap between cell to cell, nothing like that. Cell wall, directly cell to cell connection is because of cell junctions. So there will be a continuous flow, at least one very minute flow will be there. Why? Because this connection is here, somewhere there is a connection here. here like there may be one more cell that is connected to another cell. So something is starting from here. There is a chance for flow. So it can start from here, it can flow from this cell into this cell into this cell, this cell into this cell, this cell into this cell. This is not the only junction between, though there are so many. We cannot show all those junctions, but for every small interval there is junction. So there is continuity will be there. Continuity is possible because of this cell continuity. Okay, right? Sometimes there are some adaptations. Adaptations. Like you can see that the plasma membrane of cells that are present in ear have cilia. If this cilia moves, vibrates because of vibrations, then only we are able to hear the sounds. So this is an adaptation in ear for helping us to hear. Plasma membrane of ureters. Ureters are the pipe-like structures that connect kidney with urinary bladder. There should be movement of urine. For that purpose also they have cilia. You take small intestine. Small intestine has microvilli. Microvilli, villus is the folds in the small intestine. Okay, I'll not draw here. Are not able to see. I'll rub this. This is the folds in small intestine. These are called villus. Now here these cells, the plasma membranes of these cells will have again small folds like this. Small folds like this. We'll take this one cell. This one cell, if you draw here and observe, this one cell will have small folds like this. This is called as microvillus. Okay, this is a modification of plasma membrane to increase the surface area. Okay, so each and every cell that are present at the border of this villus will have microvilli. Okay, this is one adaptation seen in small intestine. Like that, different regions of different tissues of our body have some adaptations for performing different functions in the body. So these are some of the functions of plasma membrane. Okay, you're asking me a question, how endocytosis is the function of plasma membrane. Endocytosis is possible only because plasma membrane is flexible. If it is hard, instead of being very flexible, you imagine our plasma membrane is like a cell wall, very tough. If it is stuff like a cell wall, what will happen? It cannot perform the endocytosis. Okay, exocytosis. Okay, I need to think about it then. 1 minute. So we can say that exocytosis is also because of plasma membrane only. The flexibility of plasma membrane only helps in excretion, secretion of molecules like hormones from the cells. Right. Next topic is experiments. Okay, types of membranes. Okay, plasma membrane is selectively permeable, but there are other types of membranes also. Impermeable membrane, semi-permeable membrane, permeable membrane, partially permeable membrane. Impermeable membrane is a membrane that does not allow any particles inside. Okay. It does not allow any particles inside out. No particles, neither solute particles can pass, nor solvent particles can pass across such membrane. Okay, no particle is allowed to pass. Semi-permeable membrane allows only solvent particles to pass through it. Solute particles cannot pass through it. Okay, here the word semi, that means semi, half of the particles, that is solvent particles are possible to move. A permeable membrane is completely permeable. It allows solute particles also to pass through it, solvent particles also to pass through it. Okay. A partially permeable membrane allows only certain solutes to pass through it. Certain solutes are allowed to pass through it. All solvents are not allowed to pass through it. Okay. So this should be kept in mind. Okay. So a plasma membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. Plasma membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. Okay. Some certain cells have partially permeable membrane. Certain cells have partially permeable membrane. Most of the cells have semi-permeable membrane. A permeable membrane is present in case of vacuoles. The membrane that covers the vacuoles is a permeable membrane, and there are some impermeable membranes. Okay, not in our body. Generally, all our plasma membranes have either semi-permeability, permeability, or partial permeability. There are very rare impermeable membranes. Lastly, we'll discuss about experiments that are related to osmosis that you can do by yourself. First experiment, you take some water, add salt to it, and make that water saturated. How to make a saturated solution? I think you know how to make a saturated solution. Take one small glass of water, add salt, mix it, add salt, mix it, add salt, mix it. At one stage, it will not take up any salt, even if you keep stirring, that salt will not be mixed. Then you can understand that solution is saturated. At that time, in that saturated solution, you keep one raisin. Raisin seeds means kishmish seeds. You can take it inside. Okay, in a second container you take tap water, normal tap water, keep second raisin. You need to check what will happen. Okay, here this is low concentrated solution, this is high concentrated solution. What will happen? Always osmosis means movement from low concentration to high concentration. In case of saturated solution, this is high concentrated, this is low concentrated. Always the movement is from low concentrated to high concentrated. Okay, so you can say that in this the kishmish will shrink. Here it will swell. Okay. You can do the same experiment with carrot also, wilted carrot also. This is first experiment. Second one, if you have a potato at your home, cut that potato, make one small cup-like structure. Okay. So in this cup-like structure, pour some water. Okay. Let this be tap water and put it in a bowl which has saturated solution. You need to put the mark. When you are doing this experiment, you should put the mark here. Till here tap water is present. You should mark like this. You can mark it with the help of a needle. Prick a needle into that potato. so that you can understand the level of water in that. Okay. Now, this is high concentrated. This is low concentrated. This is between, it is not what is present in cells is more concentrated compared to tap water, less concentrated compared to this saturated solution. So from here water will move into this. From here water will move into this. What will happen to level of tap water? It decreases. So test at your home. You can see whether it is increasing or decreasing, and say me what is the result. Okay. Next, if we change, what will happen? Here we are taking saturated solution. Here we are taking tap water. At least it will take 2 to 3 hours time. You need not hurry for this. Here you take tap water. Here you take saturated solution in this. So now this is high concentrated and this is low concentrated, and the potato cells have between these two. It is more concentrated than tap water, less concentrated than this saturated solution. So what will happen? The movement will be from low concentration to high concentration, low concentration to high concentration. What will happen? Level of this water will increase. Okay, check it. You need to put at least 2 to 3 hours, then only you will understand the result. It will take time. Or if you do not hesitate to do this experiment with a real cell membrane, you can do, but you need to use an egg. Those who do not have any hesitation to use egg can do this experiment. You need to take one egg and put it in the dilute HCl. From where you will get dilute HCl? The acid that is used to clean the floors of washrooms have acid in them. In that you can, or you can use vinegar also. In that you need to keep your egg for some time. It can be 1 day or something like that. That outer shell will be completely dissolved. Calcium carbonate, it reacts with HCl also. It reacts with the acetic acid, that is vinegar also. It produces precipitate that you can remove it when you observe that egg, it is very smooth. Pierce one hole into that and drain all the contents outside. All that present in the egg will come outside. So you will have an egg membrane like this. In this membrane, inside you should take saturated water, saturated salt, saturated water. Outside this, you need to tie this. After taking saturated water in this, tie it, put it in tap water, or you can reverse it also. Check what will happen. Okay. If you don't hesitate to use an egg membrane, you can do this experiment and say what are the results. Okay, children, with this, today's class is completed.